Now, other interesting cultural news, you have Elon Musk roasting the Barbie movie as ridiculously feminist and not kid appropriate. And of course, the whole media sphere just immediately raked him over the coals. Because you're not allowed to say that. You have to enjoy the Barbie movie. Regardless of the masturbation jokes, the patriarchy jokes, pretty much the jokes that aren't really appropriate for anyone under 17. But let's dive in. So, specifically, Elon Musk tweeted, or should I say, he X'd? Because he sent out a message on Twitter, which he labeled X. Now, he specifically said, quote, "If you take a shot every time Barbie says the word patriarchy, you would pass out before the movie ends," unquote. Which almost should get a fact check, because you wouldn't just pass out, you would die. Because they mention it so many times, it's hammered into the user's head. And perhaps the best example of false advertising, because very few people thought this was based on they had a brilliant marketing campaign. Their advertising was top notch. Whoever did their marketing and advertising, they deserve a raise because they got people to go see that movie in droves because they thought it was just going to be an innocent movie about Barbie, a very, very popular intellectual property which people have been known for decades. That's why people went to see the movie. Mattel, basically, I suspect the Mattel presidents actually either cudgeled or begged marketing to censor that stuff completely. Because the president and many of the executives at Mattel consistently went on site and actually had philosophical battles with the writer, and they did not want this to be a feminist movie because they know it would divide their audience. It would actually most likely decrease sales. Because last time I checked, feminists don't exactly encourage girls to play with Barbies. They want them to play with, I don't know, lumberjack axes and calculators. But I don't know. I can only assume. I never listened to their blogs, especially because I have more than 3 brain cells. I might subject that for your entertainment, just because I'm pretty selfless in that regard. But it would take a lot for me to do that. But nevertheless, it looks like this movie is not only being critiqued by conservatives, but you also have a lot of people in the middle who bring these things up as well. You even have Blaze TV host Lauren Chen critiquing the movie, saying regarding how they were hiding, they actually hid how, quote, insufferably woke, unquote, the film was in their promotional material, which I agree. That's part of the point in terms of marketing for a movie. That's why you always see the best movie scenes in the stupid trailers, which is why it's so disappointing to see a movie these days, because the best things have already been shown, because they have to entice you to get in there. In this case, they also had to obfuscate and just hide the actual content. So a good metaphor for the Barbie advertising was they show you the buns of the hamburger, but not the actual burger itself. Or in this case, because they're feminists, probably a soy burger, which is made by killing lots of critters, because how you have to farm those soy plants isn't exactly conducive to a nice, happy ecosystem, because those critters go after those things. But I digress. Hypocrisy is unpalatable. But it's interesting to see Hollywood's kind of continue to copy-paste the same cliche men versus women and not being a unifying message, more of a disunifying message. And of course, Elon being one of the most popular people on Twitter, well, he actually is the most popular person. He bought platforms, so it makes sense. He has the most followers, I believe, as well. But it is interesting to see the mainstream media, everything he does is just critiqued immediately. It's almost gotten to the point where he's reached Trump levels of the media hating him. Where if he were to say he likes air, CNN and MSNBC would immediately do some 20-minute article or video saying how bad air was and evil air or racist air is. It's a very fascinating thing, culturally speaking, when it's just a complete dichotomy of the medias, where they'll just do 110%, or rather 180% spin, just complete about face. But, of course, Elon's got more money than anyone in history, so I doubt he's going to be culturally canceled in that regard. What is interesting to see is he continues to be more of going against the grain of mainstream media. Why perhaps that is also why he's more demonized and why he's more attacked now than ever. Interesting as well. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Really want to thank you for taking time to subscribe. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of July. We still have a little bit of time to do that. Also, don't forget to like and comment. The feedback is greatly appreciated. It also helps with the algorithm, with the videos getting shared more. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers. Heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.